Thanks, Margarita. Happy New Year, everyone. But I suspect most of us probably glad to see the back of 2023 because the weather has been so miserable, hasn't it? Now, we've got to wait, obviously, for the official statistics, but it's been a wet old month. In fact, most of us have probably seen twice as much rainfall for the month of December. And in eastern Scotland, in Aberdeenshire in particular, it looks likely that you have seen 3 times as much rainfall. And we are going to start off 2024 on an unsettled note with further outbreaks of rain, I'm afraid, under an influence of low pressure once again. So for the next few days, it looks likely that it will stay unsettled with some wet and windy weather at times, but a glimmer of good news light at the end of the tunnel. It may well turn drier but colder into next weekend. More on that in just a moment, but I suspect by the time most of you get out and about tomorrow, not a bad start. The showers will have eased. There'll be some sunshine into Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England, clouding over through Wales, central and southern England, and gradually turning wetter and windier, certainly by the end of the day. Here we'll keep temperatures around 10 or 11 degrees, but from Liverpool towards Lincolnshire north, well, we've got that sunshine, a little bit cooler. 4 to 8 Celsius. But if you have been visiting friends and family to see in the new year, it's worth bearing in mind across England and Wales there'll be a spell of very heavy rain and windy conditions by the end of New Year's Day into the early hours of Tuesday. That will sweep its way steadily eastwards, but then it's going to be replaced by another frontal system bringing more heavy rain into the south. So we start off on Tuesday with some rain into Scotland, wintry flakes to higher ground here, a window of finer weather behind before the next spell of wet weather arrives. Now, this could be just a little bit further north or south, but certainly along the southern flank of that rain, we could see gusts of winds inland close to 50 miles an hour, and that could have some implications. So keep watching the forecast on Tuesday. Now, as we move out of Tuesday into Wednesday, still low pressure sitting out to the northwest, which basically means that those isobars, the winds coming from the west, will drive in plenty of showers along west-facing coast, most frequent out to the west, but not exclusively. Some of them will drift further inland. And once again, Aberdeenshire, maybe up into the Northern Isles, will see a spell of more wetter, persistent rain through the day. Highs again, generally of between 7 and 11 degrees. Now, as we move out of Wednesday into Thursday, the sunny spells and scattered showers theme set to continue. And again, highs up to 11 Celsius. But look at this. By the time we get to Friday, we need a little bit of a drum roll. It looks likely that things will quieten down. So let's take a look at that in a little more detail. The low pressure moves away. And finally, we get an area of high pressure potentially building in from the Atlantic, which will quieten things down quite nicely. The winds will fall lighter, but the direction a key story, because that's going to push that milder yellow tones, the milder air that we've seen through December, out of the way. The wind direction coming from a northeasterly, it's going to turn colder for all of us. And that's certainly on those exposed east coasts. Very noticeable indeed. So as we head into next weekend, yes, drier but colder. Sunshine by day will lead to some frosts overnight, but you've got to factor in the biting northeasterly winds. That's your week ahead. Whatever you're doing this evening, have a good one and Happy New Year. Margarita.